Hello traders, this is Rich Derrick from tradesight. This is the afternoon look at the scans for the market leading stocks. This is going to be for this coming session, Friday, March 22nd, 2013. I had a distribution day today that was kind of indicated by what we saw from the scans from the previous day. We had camouflage sell signals in most of the majors. We had those in the ES futures, the NQ futures, and also the YM futures. But today we're seeing a little bit of the opposite. We're starting to see some buy interest develop. We've got some camouflage buy signals in some of these NASDAQ leaders. So keep an eye on the stocks here with the camouflage buy signals. Seen a volume bump again today in Juniper. Juniper's 1% above the open. So seeing some strength there. I'll tell you, there's definitely some strength in Amazon. I'm sorry, some weakness in Amazon rather. That's one that we're going to be tracking for tomorrow for a short. Could be coming up on a multi-day breakdown there. Also seeing some volume in Adobe, and Adobe is up about 0.5% below the open. So keep an eye on that one. As far as the financials go, just a couple of signals here. We've got a camouflage sell signal in ICE, but it's on fairly low volume. Sallie Mae and Wells also have signals. These are on the other side. Sallie Mae is having a pretty decent day, 1% above the open right now. Onto the energy patch, we're kind of paired off here with a couple of buys and a couple of sells. Not really seeing anything too dramatic. PBR is fairly weak, down 1.5%, so that might be one worth watching. BTU has a CPS sell signal to the downside. That's something that we were playing on the short side today. Also keep an eye on CHK. That's still kind of mid-range, but there is a breakdown a little bit lower. As far as the generals go, we're stacked up on the buy side here. No sell indications. Pretty big volume today in Coca-Cola KO. I want to keep an eye on that. HPQ is also on the move. This one's weak, 1.5% below the open. So is Dow, DOW. Housing sector, not too much in the way of signals. We've got one CPS buy signal in Home Depot. Pretty decent price action today, but it's on fairly light volume. DHI is really weak today, down 1.5% below the opening level today, and it's also on a volume bump. NVR is weak. Canadian is also fairly weak as well, so definitely keep an eye on the housing for downside tomorrow. As far as the transports go, pretty big volume in FDX, again still following through there. UPS, same thing, volume following through on that one. And for the commodities, not really seeing too much here. We're basically fairly well paired off. Buys and sells. We're just kind of hovering around. We're getting some buys and some sells, but nothing really stacking up one way or the other. Silver, wheat, and SLW showing some pretty good strength. American Barracks, ABX, 2% above the open. Had a nice long trade today in Royal Gold, RGLD. Some of these precious metal names are starting to break out of a multi-day pattern, so keep an eye on these for follow through to the upside tomorrow. There's a lot of nice little patterns out there, and these have been kind of abandoned, so there's plenty of room for these things to appreciate if they want to start a move here. All right, that's it for today, guys. As always, thanks for listening, and this has been Rich Derrick for tradesight.